It's nearing 100 degrees. I'm from the equator and I'm just like melting here. So I'm here outside just observing Chabad, Lubavitch, Midtown. They have a tent and they're just like inviting people to do a mitzvah. And I think this is the guy. He's basically going to invite all the Middle Easterners and the Islamists to take a picture with him. I think he's going to do it. I'm just watching exactly how. The sales technique of this guy. This corner is pretty quiet. It's freaking hot. I recommend you all get a Celsius. And then, this is product placement. Get a Ritz. Nothing like Ritz crackers, man. Now, if you're a big ass dog, your daddy is gonna give you a steak. Lucky you, raw steak. Jeez. Only tigers and lions get that. That's what I say. Me, if I ever had a dog, you'd be like, you like dog food? You get dog food. That's all. Very rarely do you get an entire steak. You know how many dogs are that lucky? No way. If you're a tiger, if you're a panther, if you're a lion, yeah, you get a steak. A dog getting a steak, oh boy, that's love. I couldn't even imagine the cost of that. And to all the happily married people, stay married. I just want to see this guy. You see the tent? It's right next to the Skechers, right? Oops. Oh my goodness. And it's Friday. Why would I be doing here on a Friday? But see, the thing is, my people need water and shade. You can get water at the fountains, but you're gonna die. You can get shade from this scaffolding, which is amazing. So that's Chabad, Lubavitch, or Midtown. That's the Skechers. You know what's more powerful? The fucking Skechers. Because it's like LA. Hey, boss, this is for you. Yeah. I just salute your dedication. See, you gotta give. If you want to receive a lot, who is the best doggy? Some dogs can smell evil people, but you gotta you know. So what I'm doing is like sometimes I'm a babbler. If there's important things happening, I just babble. You know. And if you happen to listen, this is good advice. If you notice that I shut up, that means it's time to listen. Like that. Some of the MK Ultra people is like, they're not all bad. There's bad guys and less bad guys. The less bad people are exhausted. They did a full bad guy work. Imagine spending 48 years being a villain. You're entitled to retire. You know. Have a great time. There's a lot of shopping to do. Spend 93 trillion. Look in here, right? I'm supposed to be working in my office, but there are times it's just like whatever I can do. Like I like this shirt. It says "Claim the Throne." I like it. I like it a lot. And then there's the Yankees. Shirts show your character. Me, I'm wearing a polo shirt that's white. I'm leaning up against a dirty ass building. When I lean forward, there's gonna be a mark in my back. That means I'm human. So anyway, I'm just here capturing because this guy is basically it's a public thing, and I'm seeing how he can get people to sign up for a mitzvah. And he follows them, right? When you're wearing like the Jewish thing, those tassels means the four corners of the earth. Like, even though it makes no sense, they still try to make a square thing out of a round thing. That's called dedication. It's like the Yankees going all the way. Even though like you're the highest paid team, you still want to win. You know what I mean? That you're part of the league. You know, at this time there are no police harassing. There is no fire department setting things on fire. There's no sanitation saying we got to collect the garbage. This is just a nice family day in New York for fucking once. I'm an uncle, so I don't mind. I don't need children. They're all grown. Hey, chatter, how you doing? Give us a double tap. Like, share, and subscribe. If you want to see more Jews, here. There's like a bunch of them. You know? This guy's like Uber Jew. And he's getting turned down. You wouldn't believe how many people say no denied. Want to do a mitzvah? No, thank you. What? You denied me? Makes no sense. We know you have it in you. You should see all these buses. It's hell out there. Do you know it's almost 100 degrees? Look at my hair. And all I want are Lanzones Groves. That's their block. I don't give a shit. You know, right next there, they're building the Vatican somewhere. It's fucking great. I was driving all around New York, and then I saw they're building the Vatican here. That means they're gonna blow up the old Vatican in Italy. You know? So if you're like with Pope Leo and stuff, it's like, if he's smiling all the time, he's about to detonate the Vatican. Oh no, I guess we have to move headquarters to New York. Yeah? I like it when you all come in and leave. Like, all I'm doing is providing cover. It's basically, we could be discussing nuclear missile movements, and it's like, you know, you paid your dues to society, you need privacy. You need confidentiality. This is like being at the park, except where's the grass? All we have for grass is fucking concrete. Here you can talk your mind. They're not even soliciting, they're just resting. Like, if you guys want to give them $10,000, I don't mind. That's a beautiful dog. Yes, you are. That's you. You should see this dog. It's beautiful, absolutely. And it barks, right? Like, you know, anybody who's mean mugs it, him or her, I don't know. But when you see this doggy with his daddy, oh, jeez. I said I wouldn't have sons or dogs because 2 of my dogs died already. What? I can appreciate it in other people. Now they brought in the heavy. Now it's 3. You can't do much with 2 people. It's got to be 3 for the Trinity. You know? It's like controlled opposition. Look who's trying to teach the Coen brothers marketing. Hello, are you a Coen brother? Did you know that Matt Stone and Trey Parker got bribed $1.2 billion for one episode to mock Trump? They were like, well, we have all the elements. We'll just put his face there. Yeah? People like mocking people. The next billion software creators. All I want is to make more money. Is that wrong? Is that bad? You know? She reminds me of Miss Jocelyn, actually. You know? But before this stress. And the good thing is all the pigeons stay away. Pigeons and dogs don't mix. If I got ever sick and tired of all my pigeons, I just hang out near a doggy. He's very cute, or she. I've seen them rat terriers, and then they come after the rats, and they just grab the whole head, and then they shake it, you know? So if you can do that to a rat, you can do that to a pigeon. Have you ever seen a rat terrier just grab the entire thing of a rat and just shake it like that? It's insane. It's like this. So let's pretend this is a rat, and I'm a rat terrier. I would just like, you know? You gotta be a dog lover. I am a dog, by the way. I just happen to speak perfect English. So anyway, let me show you how it's done. You have the guy who's like 23, but he's got a beard like he's 93. You know, it's down to his chest. They have, he's got a fanny pack just like me, or like this. I have my uniform type thing. These are very handy. You should get one of these bags if you want to feel like your neck is being like hanged. You know, and they're like, this place is the least racist. Believe me. Down south maybe, up north maybe, to the east or west. But this particular Nexus where I am, one, instead of staying at the corner preventing vehicular manslaughter, I'm here in the middle of the corner, right where you want to commit vehicular manslaughter. I'm just adding my presence here because there's like three people. If you even got your bus up here with me here, I do all I can to help. It's like, why you don't know how to drive? You bunch of idiots. I got a bag full of shit here. It's very heavy. These guys, they're very light. You know, all the weapons are on the fourth floor, I bet. And it's amazing how many people don't want to help. Like, where's all your charity? Yeah? Saving it for later. I'm just glad the pigeons aren't swarming around me, even while I have an entire Ritz cracker thing. You know how good these are? These are really good. It's all butter. I figure I trained these pigeons as like, do you got Ritz? Yeah, I do. But there's a dog who likes to eat pigeons. I'm sorry. You like steak. Pigeon is just a snack for them. Also, I'm waiting for like another dog. Normally, there's somebody walking their dog, but I think they learn how to avoid this thing. You know, because you should have seen him go at a couple of tourists. Oh no, somebody's singing. I've never heard karaoke from Jews. Like I only know Hava Nagila. Hava Nagila. I'm recording me, by the way. You shouldn't be worried about them. Like, for context, you know, you should see the looks that people give. Like, this is not good for their dog. No, he's the happiest dog of all time, man. Here I am smoking the cigarettes. It's not even poisoned, or if it's poisoned, the people who we've adapted to it. You got any more of that poison? I know I go to the soap shop. Where's my poison, man? Yeah. Anyway, like I said, bras, right? It should only be for people with C or D's. A's and B's, you don't really need bras. You're just doing it to fit in. Or if you fall on a sidewalk or something. It's working. All the birds are flying away. No eagles, too. No storks. No swallows. You know, if I want birds, I go to the library. But here is so quiet. You know? This is like a defunct thing. And then you're going to hear a lot of like spring break girls. Woo! Yeah. Anyway, you know, open your hearts to the less fortunate. That's all I need. You know? On the other side, they're like, why don't you do a mitzvah and we'll have a piece of your soul? No, thank you. Hello. Thank you for the smile. That's my thing. Like, I just like it when people smile for no reason. Yeah. All I want is like a big pile of money to give away. It's like, you know, throw it. Like, here's 10,000. Catch. God doesn't like me doing that. I could be the angel of charity, is like, you know, whatever. 15 minutes and still no big bag of cash. That's typical. What did I expect? You gotta go out and hustle. But then there's something called in kind. People donate things to you that are worth more to show they're good people. Once resisted, he didn't even do a mitzvah. He was like, nah. He resisted the cuteness of, oh my goodness. If you saw this doggy, oh my goodness. He loves his daddy so much. I had a dog. Oh, no, no, no. I'm just an uncle. But the usual thing is like he must smell my dog. Except my dog is dead. Two dogs is dead. Four cats is dead. I got so many dead things. Though I even adopted a rock and the ants destroyed it. Turned it into sand. So the only thing I can adopt is like this concrete. If God destroys this planet, then I'm really not good with pets. So far so good. I adopted a horse. Then she became my classmate in Stuyvesant. Yeah, that's ridiculous, right? That's how good I am in teaching. She's helping Maine right now. Horse. It's gotten so bad that I had to rename both of the succubi assigned to me, like Saint Christopher, to Water and Shade. They used to be Pixie and Horse. I figured Pixie can't hurt anybody as water, but like a flood. And shade, people cast shade, throw shade, spill the tea and all that. Also, I'm learning the millennial like death gaze. They're not gonna look directly at you. They're just gonna think bad things about you. Like get a haircut, you hippie. Yeah, I'm a conservative Republican. I look like this on purpose, with my Mr. Miyagi, Pat Morita looking ass. Oh, I just have to show you. They're so good. He's so good. And obedient too. Right? Don't you want a doggy? Look at that. And they could do puppies for sale, but they don't. It's actually like, imagine having too much money or too much love. What am I gonna do with all this love? I'm tired, I'm exhausted. You should hear them, Mom. It's like hearing my mom. What am I gonna do with you two? I don't know. You were the one who chose two kids. If I had like 8 brothers, life would be easier. It's not. But then you'd have to fight over the probate. Yeah, so I only got this. I'm a forced heir. I don't even want this. And if you say something to God, I don't even want to control all the world. He'll laugh. It's like, well, give it a try. Today's day one of that. I gave up. I abdicate. I'd abdicate to this dog. This dog got it all figured out. And then I wasn't sure about the gender until you see the balls. You should wait till you see. Like I had a Rottweiler pit bull mix, and then Buster would just like jump on my face while I'm sleeping. I was like, why is your cock in my face? Oh, nah. Hey Bruce, do you have a dog? I remember you showed your apartment. You gotta get a dog. Get any dog. Like you need a sidekick or something. You have a cat. So the cat and dog won't get along. That's what being a pet owner is all about. Taking two groups and making them like happy. You know what I mean? Ask the cat to help you adopt a dog. Bring your cat to a shelter, and then it's like, and then she just looks at that one dog. Yeah, he'll do. You gotta bring your cat out for walkies anyway. Getting it all cooped up all day in an apartment. And I've seen your apartment. That thing looks like a concentration camp. And the best part about having a dog, you can teach it and it won't talk English back to you. It's just like, I used to talk to my dogs all the time. Before the cancer. So how you been, Bruce? Mr. Hostetter. You know what a pathos is, Bruce? It's a tether around your neck. I'm looking at your name like Mr. Pathos Tether. Hostetter's a really hard name to mock. I was mocking Jesus Christ earlier because he told me to. I didn't even want to. Yeah, the best. So happy. Everybody in New York is frowning right now. It's great. Like, hey God, make all the people frown, except for your chosen. That's how I know the people were chosen for joy. Hosenpfeffer? What is that? How about a heron fluffer? You know, you won't see any herons here. This is New York. It's all pigeons. I'm doing this to avoid working. It's gonna be like, where are all my iPhone photos? They're just somewhere. One time I was hiding from the fire department. The migrants gave me a place. I was just like this. Don't look at me. Don't. I didn't start that fire. Now the Jews are helping me, which is odd. They're providing cover. It's like, do you want to do a mitzvah or talk to Nate? Yeah, we'll do a mitzvah. There's times I just want to lay out like this, though. Like, this is heaven for some people, you know that? You don't have to report to a boss. All you do is take care of your family. And then, just like give them a mean mug. And I get to be an uncle. I'm really good at uncle. I'm really bad at dad. Uncle is just basically crazy conspiracy uncle. The earth is flat. The earth is flat, I told you. Anyway, thanks for staying, Bruce. I know you got all sorts of shit to do. That's one thing. In New York, you gotta be like, I don't need eardrums anyway. They're more than just tunnel Jews, you know. How about the travel Jews? Nobody ever talks about like Jew travels. This is when we went to Jerusalem and we had the Wailing Wall and I probably muted. Hey, Beetlejuice. Anyway, back to the grind. I think you have a dog, right? Like, I'm a non-Jew, but most importantly, I'm a Mexican, not a Mexican. I don't have something like that for Filipinos. It's like, I'm not a Filipino, I'm a Filipino, yes. Yeah, I sound like a retard. How dare you address me as guy? What if I'm a woman? Just like Donald Trump, who really just, he started out as Denise, small hands, tip of the spear, showing you I have a vagina. And he's still like, you're the man for the job, sir. I am a literal woman. I don't care, sir. We need a sir. That's life, man. You just fill the role. And a snail, those are yummy. Did you know all pets are edible? But so am I. You know? My people eat dog, but I love dogs. So I'm like the weirdo. It's just like a pacifist Jew. What's the point, really? Anyway, have a great day, guys. Thank you. You know? Sharing space with people, that's my dream. Yeah, pronouns. More like pensions. You ever go up, what's your pension looking like? None of your fucking business. No, but they want to know your pronouns. It's just a way to interrogate people without asking about your pension. It's none of your business. What's your pronouns, though? He, they. Oh, good. Did you train it to be carnivorous? I'm working on lenzones, actually. Carnivorous tropical fruit. It's not going too well. I gave it some of my blood. And it's like, it takes 30 years to make shitty fruit. 5 generations to make sweet. I'm glad you mentioned squirrels because I am a squirrel. And then what I say is like all humans are edible. The day God doesn't feed me anything, I'm going to eat his face. So thank you for confirming that. Rest in peace to your grandfather, but don't raise squirrels if you can't feed them for all time. Set up an estate, you know? Do all you can not to get your face eaten. What do you mean can't? Somebody said you can't do a survey of all the counties in Texas, even 40, about syphilis, gonorrhea, and the other thing. The third thing always escapes. I'm tempted to say AIDS or COVID, but it was something more memorable. So this word can't means you're under Satan still. And I know you're an atheist and a scientist. You worship the word not. And I was like, yeah, well, I'll save you for last, Beetlejuice. You know what I mean? At this time, you could be a chaotic evil warrior. There's nothing else for you to do. Trump defunded the hospitals. He's like, you want a job? You don't get it. But I'm looking for a job. Well, you don't get it. It's like Mr. Trump's casino. You start winning security. Oh, I'm sorry for your loss. I don't know. Mocking other Catholics. And it's like, Jesus doesn't even know what Catholicism is. He's just God. Like, how you call him? You gotta be a Catholic. No, I don't gotta be shit. I could be Muslim for all I care. You know what I mean? It's just labels. It's just like, is it enough? A sample size, 48 counties or whatever the number was? Wouldn't you like to have like a trillion counties? Now my study is accurate. You know? And on X, there's this fucking picture. Like, so you're an uncle and you're babysitting your niece and then you're watching Frozen and she gives you this look. What do you do, right? Top 25. But never the bottom. You clearly don't listen to comedy, Beetlejuice. Jerry Allen Seinfeld had this bit. It's like he's asking his fellow Jews, and then they always say, like, I need a doctor. Oh, I know this guy. He is literally the top. Of all, you should see all his grades and his patients. Why is it always the best or the top? What do you do with the worst? Do you eat them? You know? And have you ever even eaten a fellow Mexican at some point? You can practice by eating your thumbnail or something. And then just like, any excess Parmesan cheese on your foot. I don't even have to do two things. I'm trying to simplify complex equations. I have my background training is electrical and computer engineering. And it turns out there's a fucking Cumtown episode where they're mocking Neil deGrasse Tyson raping somebody. And it mentioned, like, two things. One, Cleveland, Ohio. And two, Carnegie Mellon University. And hearing those three talk, and they're like, I realize they know how to pronounce Carnegie Mellon University. Some people say it Carnegie, but it's Carnegie, Only the top level people know how to pronounce CMU, and it's Carnegie Mellon University. Some people want to fancy it up, it's Carnegie. Obviously, you're an idiot. Yeah, I guess. But, you ever do like, okay, so submit your thesis, but your name is missing. I guess we can rely on your notoriety, but just play along. Write your name on it. You know what I mean? It's like a paper by Neil deGrasse Tyson. Do I really have to put my name? Actually, for this one, you got it. So I want to make sure that you're a cannibal. It doesn't count if it's a woman and it's for pleasure. You have to defeat a fellow Mexican man as varied and reputable as you and bite his dick off or something. Now, I understand it takes time to warm up. I'll give you 1 trillion years to do so. And would you say that the Mexican woman you ate out is your intellectual equal? Like, what's her study? Would she give me access to her Google Drive? I think I just saw my older brother. That like he's an off-duty cop. So he's big now, and he's wearing shorts and socks, which is hilarious. He looked like a grizzled, like, you ever know who Ray Winstone is? Like, Boris in those King Arthur things. He says all the things you're thinking. She was smarter than you? Not that smart. She let you lick her pussy. So she's a dumb broad. How do you know, like, you're not some alien implanting eggs in her vagina? She's not that smart. You outsmarted her. A woman wake up, I let you do all that? Why exactly? I'm a dumb bitch. Oh yeah, even worse. It's like me, a fucking Natalie Portman, once. How did I do that? I don't know. She's a dumb bitch. I can't even tell you that I didn't. All I know is that the Hollywood industry is really good at making amnesia. If I did at some point, I was like, how old was she? Because I'm a little bit older than her. You could even say Natalie Portman published tons of stuff, which is true. The first time it was like, oh, why would you hire her? She doesn't know anything. And then an SNL episode was like, excuse me, I have a question. And she answered that with the coaching. Are you going to say you're untouchable too? I had a discussion with Hevron. Maybe you don't know each other. But he was like, I got fired and then rehired, reinstated. I am untouchable. If you look at my previous stream, he's there. Not that a lot of people do. I've noticed that in my streams, you watch for like 10 seconds and leave, unless you're actually in the chat. So don't say I am untouchable, because then I told Hevron, I was like, that's the same as saying I am unfuckable. And you're not going to say that in my chat. You've had sex many times. Good. Being touchable is very humble. Somebody who likes to say touch, touch. Well, true, you fulfilled the prophecy. I'm very touchable, sailor. You know what I mean? So that's a better word. In your future work, having graduated and been a senator of Texas and all that shit, you're going to come up against basically the sentry and the void. Here's me trying to be mastermind or the general, and I'm going to implant some shitty MK Ultra that might work. I kept it at all the lowest settings, but I'm so powerful that even my lowest setting is like a maximum setting. Anyway, since I like you guys, I'm going to keep it very low. These are the two MK Ultra words that will activate your devil. You will believe you're the devil just because I said so. So here's the two words. Hi, chickie. Did it work? Tell me it didn't. The main reason why I need for you to say it didn't work is that brings your arrogance and pride up. You know? You must become unfuckable. And here's why. Women will try to remove all your greatness. And here's me. I have something 12 inches long. You see this huge schlong I have? Roughly, like, this is the thing. It's like, it's as big as my head. Your cock. It's about 1.5 inches. But it's a Ritz cracker thing. And what a human being won't do is take their cock and crumble it. Now, if you claim you're Satan and you say, worship me, I won't. I gave you the fucking job, so that's hilarious. That's preposterous. However, I can get these for cheap. I go to Costco. I can get a box for like 15 bucks. For me, it's nothing. For these birds, it's a matter of like, feeling loved. And this is my detachable penis. Don't think I forgot all your jokes. If I wanted to fuck a girl, it's like, it's not powdery. Oh well. Some of them use like Coke bottles or dildos or something. Yeah, it's pretty big. I think it's about 10 inches. And then, you see that? Imagine that in your mouth. Oh. Anyway, birds. Here's me. Okay? You gotta be able to sacrifice a representation of your cock, which is like this. This is the one that I wanted. They gave me something smaller, so I'm gonna be like, you know, yes, well, you would. You know, it's the scientific method in use. So anyway, here I am just doing a protective pentagram inside, just in case, like, a fucking bird attacks me or something. If they attack me, they'll eat this first. And then they say, hey, you're littering. You're not. Oleander. What makes you say oleander? Olean. Like, and a derringer. Do you have a derringer? And is your name Orion's fucking belt? Say hubba hubba for me. That's sexy. See that? She's taken too. Anybody confident enough to wear that is like, yes, my boyfriend's seen it all before. There you go. That's part of the scientific method too. If you find that in your peer review or application to a hospital, like the administrator says, oh, this is a very simple test. We heard of you and all your work. I might just say two things that you shouldn't really say. Hubba hubba. And if you do it, you're obedient. It's pretty much all they test for. Yeah. That's what is called the persona break. Basically, Satan cannot be represented by love, pleasure, and all that because he's holding out that God will forgive him. So, apparently my stint as the mastermind didn't work. And the general comes up and is like, hey, egghead, remember all your oaths. Even though you're not Satan, go back to fucking Satan. And then we'll see where this obedience is. Because obedience of Satan is like basically, hey, Dad, you want me to hit my brother? Why? Just to see if you will. Whether you do hit your brother or you don't, you're still in trouble. It's just one option is less. Better that they're mad at you for like fulfilling your duty than not. No, God hasn't forgiven me. I don't think even God knows who Satan is. That's just something we use to define like disobedience, To God is just we're monkeys looking for bananas and we develop technology to tell the other monkeys where the next banana is. It's a very complicated language. I love bananas. Don't get me wrong. But God's like, there's the onion. And even with all the Spanish people praying, it's like, well, they hit the threshold. Let me learn Spanish and see what the fuck they need. Does he? I mean, if Satan respected all of you, you wouldn't have typos. I see one. And then you can play it off as like, yeah, I meant to do that. Then mean to do it again. Now that you like typos and stuff, I mean, I like you, Bruce, but this is Satan. If it works on Beetlejuice, it'll just work on you, take a little bit longer. I don't think you guys know, like, Thunderbolts. Have you watched that movie? I watch clips, and then it's just like, yeah, that's my fucking life. I am the century. Robert Reynolds, Railroad. So, one of you will say, Nate, say all that again. And I can. But if I ask you guys, Bruce, say all that again, or Beetlejuice, say all that again. Do you notice Beetlejuice and Bruce kind of sound the same? It's like you're twins in different bodies. So both of you have the scientific method. Bruce just doesn't want to apply himself for a reason. Very good. Which Nate, though? And since I like to have a lot of chaos, do you see the thing? See how Hostetter kind of sort of optimizes the thing. It's like, there's another joke, which is very racist, but I'll tell you because in the interest of science, technology, engineering, math, and education, It's basically like this. Like some elderly white person in charge of all this says, in the old days, you could just say two words and things would get done. Now you can't even say black paint. You have to say, Tyrone, would you be a dear and take care of all the front of my house with some paint? So that's what Hostetter did. It's like basically black paint. Not very obedient, but he catches the spirit of what I want. Say all that again. Now, the only difference between you two is who's willing to say fuckface first. It's like, hey, fuckface, say all that again. Don't pay him? I don't know. It's basically a whore joke. Like, how do you make a hormone? Don't pay her. You know? That's a throwback, man. I remember back in the bus with Steven Seagal. The bit was like, Bruce is the headliner, but he's under time pressure, 15 minutes, and then, he had to fracture his persona and become Andrew Dice Clay, and he did it great. It's things that even Andrew wouldn't say. Hey, hickory dickory dock, how do you make a gay man scream during sex? Rub your hands on his drapes. Oh, wow. See you, buddy. Take a swim, have a great time, kiss your girlfriend, have kids, be Mexican. I'm pretty sure one of those directives will stick. You know? Bruce, this egghead thinks he's gonna see me later. What if I'm an invisible ninja? Like, I shave his girlfriend's hair just for the lulz. Or talk to you later, How about I remove all his teeth because I'm the tooth fairy? How are you gonna talk then? Just like, Agent Smith. That's very interesting, Mr. Smith. But, how can you call the police when you have no mouth? Thanks for the nostalgia, Bruce. I don't know. Sometimes, it shows that you are human. When I turned against you, you didn't mind. You came back a month later, but better a month than nothing. I thought you were leaving. Looks like you're a liar. You should be a congressman at this point. You were a senator. Congress is paid to lie. I'm leaving. By the way, I couldn't, leave without a parting retort. Sign language. Nerd. Thank you, but nerd. Anybody bothering you, Bruce? So far, they're so scared of me that the birds don't come, which is fine. As long as there aren't any eagles, storks, penguins. If you ever see penguins in fucking New York, that's the apocalypse. It's like, you got any Ritz crackers, mister? Nope, not for you, penguin. Here's me throwing away my partner, Ritz. And, it looks like they have people cleaning all this up. But sometimes you got to give the birds an opportunity to eat. They might rescue you sometime. They reduce all my cortisol levels with their bird song. However, they say the N-word all the time, which gets me up again. It's like, why do they have to curse? Birds shouldn't curse, but they do. Also, my dad. Tell me all about your relationship with your father, Bruce. I'm sure you're on the opposite end of the spectrum. It's like, he doesn't pressure you. He doesn't need to take a local community event and make it all national. Just like, we're winning. He lets me do whatever I want. Like, I'm elite. I'm Illuminati. One of the 13 families. I choose to live in a small apartment with a cat, and nobody bothers me. In which case, I just say, must be nice, Bruce. That's why I try to befriend you. What's it like having no pressure at all? Hickory dickory dock. All this shit just rubbed on my cock. I'm not coming down. No masturbation found. And something dark side. I'm out of cigarettes, and that's fine. That's dandy. Structuring is a thing. It's like instead of self-sabotaging, you just start structuring. Even though it's illegal in all states, you just gotta learn. I'm structuring all my utility payments and my religion and my faith and even friendship. You gotta reframe and restructure a friendship. I don't even know what happens to my fucking friends. 45 minutes in, my dad is asking, "Are you coming back? Tomorrow I'll be alive." Anyway, have a great day, Bruce. 45, and I wish you all the best. If I'm turned to the dark side and I turn you into a shadow, it's not personal. It's just work. All right, bro? Bye.